Hey, Carl I, the biker guide here. I'm at the Telephone Museum in St. Louis, Missouri. We're in Jefferson Barracks, historic barracks here in South St. Louis. But I'm here with Ken Shaper, who is one of the curators here at the museum. He's going to give us a tour of this place, and you're going to find it quite amazing.
Okay, the step switch here was invented by Almond Stroger, who was a funeral undertaker from Kansas City back in 1888. He took this idea to the bell companies. He got a patent on it in 1891, and in the very first city in LaPorte, Indiana, was installed the first step switch in 1892. Basically, you just lift up the telephone here. It's going to close a circuit, and then I'm going to dial the number of the person I want to talk with. And you can kind of hear and see what it's doing here. Just stepped up 8 times. The next number I'm going to dial is 0, which is a ring. It's going to basically ring the telephone of the person I'm trying to call. This here, the step switch here, will keep clicking until I actually either answer this telephone or actually shut this, hang this up and close the circuit. So when I close the circuit out, you'll see it close out up here. Yeah. So this Almond Stroger was actually a co-inventor of Automatic Electric Company also, and he invented this step switch here because of a lot of his business at the funeral business was being taken away by competition. So he invented this. He also invented a candlestick telephone back in 1905. So between the two, he could actually give his customers his direct dial number and bypass the telephone operator. Kids today have these smartphones. What this museum is trying to do is actually show them the 140 years it took to get here, from 1876 to 2016. So we're trying to preserve the history of the telephone with this museum. We actually want to show them. Kids today can actually make a free call on this smartphone, but back in 1909, William Gray invented this coin collector, and they basically would pair this coin collector up with a telephone. It has here, do not deposit money until operator asks for it, because the operator would ask who you wanted to make the call with. Once you told her, she would tell you how much money to deposit. When you dropped a quarter in, it would make a distinct noise. A dime would make a different noise, and a nickel would make another noise, so the operator knew exactly how much money you put in the coin box. When the coins dropped through the mechanism into the coin box, there was a piece of felt in there so that when the coin dropped all the way down into the coin can, she wasn't confused that any other additional coins were put in. As your telephone call progressed, she would ask you to deposit more money. She could tell exactly how much you put in. But this was William Gray from 1909.
From the early days when lines were attached to standing trees and linemen hung a trolley on the wires to zip from pole to pole, through the evolution and innovation that took the phone from a luxury item to a utility that today is considered a necessity. This museum will take you back to the whispered conversations with your first love, or the freedom of your first 25-foot cord, and ultimately, the liberation of a cordless phone. From Euro style to Mickey Mouse, T-Rex, or your favorite bottle of ketchup, the telephone became mainstream and a decorative yet functional part of your home. If Alexander Graham Bell came back to see how far his invention has come, I'm sure he'd want a smartphone so he could surf the internet and visit more of the stores and museums that feature his handiwork.